Hey, hi, how are ya? How's it going? What's going on? Happy Tuesday. It's Stephanie Stallworth, AtlTrafficLady. We're in the HowWeFlow.Today-TV. So, I want to say, hey, hi, how are ya? What is going on? And, where you at? Where you been? How you doing? What is really going on? Today's video is called, Wait, is that bunny solid or hollow? With Stephanie Stallworth, your ATL traffic lady on HowWeFlow.Today-TV. Is that bunny solid or hollow? Solid chocolate or hollow chocolate? I used to have those chocolate bunnies out in the springtime. And sometimes you would get a really big one. You're like, yeah, big chocolate bunny. But it was hollow. You bite it, and it's just nothing other than just a hollow old thing, right? Like, what is happening here? A hollow bunny is so completely unfulfilling. Let's see if it'll come up here. There you go. That's a solid bunny. Solid bunny. Ooh, through and through. Solid chocolate through and through, through and through, through and through. Yeah. These are all of me images. Fair use act is what we're using this under. Hollow bunnies. Oh, you think you're getting a really great bunny. Chomp down into that thing. That bad boy is empty on the inside. What a terrible feeling. This is like thin and empty shell. Nothing on the inside. What bunny do you prefer? A big bunny that's hollow, or a regular sized bunny that is solid, baby? It's solid as a rock on the inside. Not like hard, but solid. Some substance up in there. Or do you want this? I mean, really. The choice is yours. You could get with this, or you could get with that, right? You could get with this or that, this or that, this or that, this or that. I choose solid all day, every day. Ain't nobody want nothing hollow. No, sir, and no, ma'am. No, sir, and no, ma'am. It's like, Stephanie, why are you showing me a chocolate bunny today? Solid chocolate bunny versus a hollow chocolate bunny. We talk about intimacy. Intimacy. Right? Do you want solid levels of intimacy or hollow, shallow intimacy? Just a thin layer of something on the outside and nothing on the inside. There's nothing. There's no substance. We're going for the solid, not the hollow. The solid, not the hollow. So as you are working on your intimacy skills, and I don't necessarily just mean physical intimacy, but emotional intimacy is more what I'm speaking of here. I'm sure your physical intimacy skills are up to par and then some, right? So let's talk about emotional intimacy. That's something that people can also work on. And are you hollow and shallow when it comes to emotional intimacy? Or are you thorough, solid, substantial? You can feel something with it, right? So whether it's physical intimacy or emotional intimacy, you don't want no hollow, shallow, nothing. You want something you could feel, something substantial, right? I'm looking for something substantial, intimately, with emotional intimacy, physical intimacy, whatever. You don't want the hollow shell of nothingness. Looks great on the outside, but inside is like, yeah, but really, why? Ew, why did we even do that? So you got to ask yourself, what am I offering to my person, right? Am I offering some shallow, hollow type deal? Nothing on the inside, just crumbles. If they just press it, it'll crumble. There's nothing to it. It don't hold nothing. Can't help you with nothing. Or you want substantial, solid, with a little oomph to it, a little strength to it, a little something to fill you up, right? Not leave you just wanting for more. Let's talk about our intimacy. Our intimacy. Is it solid chocolate bunny intimacy or hollow chocolate bunny intimacy? Nobody wants no hollow, flaky behind bunny. I need a real deal. You dig? So you know what it is. No matter how big it is, if it's hollow, ain't nothing to it. Ain't nothing on it. Ain't nothing in it. Speaking of chocolate, we talked about the Tin Man, an oil can from the Wizard of Oz. I read a fun fact when I was looking at that Tin Man thing up last time, talking about the oil can. Because, the Tin Man on The Wizard of Oz was found frozen in the forest, not frozen from cold, but stiff and rusted out or what have you. And he was saying, oil can. And they're like, what? He's saying something. What is he saying? Dorothy says, oil can. What is he saying? And then I thought Dorothy said this, but actually the Scarecrow said this. He said oil can. And Dorothy said, oil can? Oil can what? Oil can. And so they find the oil can and they oil him up and slide some oil to him if you're watching The Wiz. And next thing you know, he can speak, right? But that's not all the oil can do. If you really got some oil on you, you can do a lot with it. God gives you a lot that you can do with it. Some people ain't got no oil, and they just a hollow shell of something. It look good on the outside, but then you either squeeze it, put them in some pressure, it breaks apart, or you bite it because you believe that it's going to be good and tasty, and it's terrible. Terrible. Charles Barkley said, terrible. It's terrible. Please don't select the hollow bunny for your life, because that ain't what it is. This is what you need, that solid, substantial chocolate that doing that doggone thing, right? Caramel, whatever it is, right? Even if it's hollow, it should at least have some filling. This don't even have no filling in it. If you hollow chocolate, give me some caramel or something. Give me some kind of nougat. But by golly, I'm going for the solid, substantial thickness every time. Okay, you better understand me today. This is what we're going for. Okay, so going for the hollow is a no. This here, no. Ain't nobody wants that old shell. Ain't nothing on the inside. Ain't no oil in there. Ain't nothing on there. It's just fake solid chocolate bunny. The real deal is the real deal, and it cannot be mistaken for anything but the real deal. And that's what we're going for. Okay, so I need you to be the real deal. I'm the real deal, and let's real deal this thing. So let's go for it. Even if you've been a hollow bunny, you need to get some substance to you so you can transform into this solid, substantial chocolate bunny. You dig? So, but oil can. That's what I was thinking of. Oil can. We know what the oil can do. The oilless one shouldn't handle the oil. We said that on another video. 221 last Sunday. Was it last Sunday? Not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before. So 21 on the 14th, 4/14/2024 at 2:21 in the live stream video is where you see what somebody thinks the oil can do, but I don't know what the heck they were doing. Somebody still needs to explain that to me. Somebody say in the comments, what were they doing at 2:21? Watch my last video from the 14th and tell me what that was. And why are the oilless holding the oil? I will not digress into that today. Howsoever, what I will talk about is some solid, substantial. That's what I'm looking for. You know what I mean. So it made me think of oil can and the Tin Man, because what I learned recently was that, on The Wizard of Oz, when Dorothy and the Scarecrow oiled the Tin Man with the oil can, when they used real oil first, which does not film well, so they couldn't really see it. So do you know what was actually in the oil can that showed up on the film? Chocolate syrup. So hey, this reminds me of the chocolate bunny. I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, chocolate syrup was in the oil can. Some people might carry chocolate syrup in their oil can thinking that it's going to do something. That ain't nothing. Ain't nothing on it. Ain't sitting under it. I don't even know why they're still propped up. I'm going to say it every time, because that's what it really is. I'm going to say that I'm not backing down on that thing. But anyway, we're here today on HowWeFlow.Today-TV talking about our emotions and talking about emotional intimacy and what we're doing with our feelings. Are you burying your feelings? Don't bury your feelings. Sometimes people bury their feelings and don't think their feelings count. Yeah, your feelings count too. Don't bury yours at the pushing forward of someone else's. Everyone's feelings count. I say show up for your own life instead of showing up for others' lives at the cost of your own. It's time to show up for yourself now. It's time to show up for your own life. Got to show up for our own lives now. I know we're compassionate, we're kind, and we put others first. I do the same thing. But the others that you putting first, if they're not really there for you like that, why are you putting them first? Put the ones first that's really there for you, if you're going to put anybody first. But really put yourself first and put God ahead of you. I don't know. We talked about before, did you ever give your divine connection a fair chance? You know, you got to think about that. You got to think about people trying to keep you from giving your divine connection a fair chance by holding something over your head, trying to blackmail you, third party trying to blackmail you. I'm going to tell everybody this if you do that. I'm going to tell everybody this. It doesn't matter what they hold over your head. Shucks, tell your own secrets. Then they have no power over you unless you allow it. Listen to God on this. He already knows. He already knows everything you've ever done, or everything I've ever done. So you think God will give other people power over your life by holding your secrets over your head? No, you're giving that power to other people by holding your secrets over your head. We don't give them that power. Take your power back. Your secrets, you tell it. If you don't tell it and it comes out, admit to it and move that thing on. Yeah, I did do that. Wasn't my finest hour. I keep telling you how we can respond. It's not wasn't my finest hour. Wasn't my best decision. I wasn't, in my best place. I've been working on myself since then. I've been healing since then, and I don't do those things anymore. But yeah, that's true. Next question. Then you move that discussion on. We gotta have plans for how we handle different things, right? I tell this to my public speaking students all the time, because they're like, well, what happens if I freeze up when I get up there to talk? What happens if I forget everything I'm going to say? What happens if this? What happens if I start sweating? What happens if I, whatever? All the things that happen, because fear of public speaking is one of, if not the biggest fear in humans, right? So something might happen. More than likely than not, it's going to happen. Something's going to happen. And people aren't nervous of it for no reason, right? So I tell them, because they all have a thing that makes them nervous. What if this happens? What if that happens? Well, what if that happens? What if you freeze up? What if you forget what you're going to say? What are you going to do? What is your plan of what you're going to do? They're like, I don't know. Well, let me ask you this. Did you drive here today? Yes. Okay. So you drove on the Atlanta highways? Yes. So if someone cuts in front of you on I-75, 85, what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to swerve around. I'm going to slam the brakes on. Someone said they're going to fuss them out or give them a gesture or whatever. But either way, they have a plan for what they're going to do if that happens, right? If this happens, then I'm going to do that. That's defensive driving. We need to do some defensive lifing, right? If someone tries to blackmail me with my past and my supposedly secrets, but they're not secret to me, God knows it, so it's not a secret. It's just other people don't know. It's none of their business anyway. But if they decide to make it other people's business, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm not going to act impulsively. I'm going to respond with the plan that I already had in mind. What do you plan to do? What's your defensive driving skill to somebody cutting in front of you? What's your defensive driving skill to someone slamming on the brakes right in front of you? What's your defensive driving skill? Are you going to just crash into them because you didn't know? I didn't know what to do. No one ever told me what to do if someone slams on the brakes. I just kept going, bing, and then I hit them, right? No, instinctively, if not because you had driving lessons, that you should brake. You should avoid the crash. Did you make any effort to avoid the crash? That's what the insurance company is going to want to ask you. So yes, I did try to avoid the crash. I went around them. And someone else hit me, or whatever happens. But guess what? You had a plan of action for if so-and-so happens, I'll do this. If this happens, then I'll do that. So if you're in a place where you think you're going to be caught blinded by the high beams, by someone's attack of you in some way, or try to set you up in some way, because it's evil afoot and you know it. And you are taking charge of your life. You've been doing the work. You've been doing the healing. You've been moving into a better position for yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually, and every place, right? And someone, because you now know who you are and you're walking in the trueness of yourself, you might be cutting them off. In fact, you will be cutting them off because they mean you no good. They wanted to control your life, take all your finances, control all of that, control everything you do, manipulate, and all of that. But since you moved out of that space for them to do that to you, and they think you're about to drop kick them, which you are, they're going to try to do everything they can to keep you in that place, again, of ownership. Like I said, these people are owning you, right? But not anymore, unless you give in to the last ditch efforts that they're going to do it at any cost. Well, I'm going to tell them this about you. I'm going to tell them that about you. I'm going to do this and that, whatever it is. Maybe just something heinous, something terribly awful. The worst thing ever, right? Maybe you even did it to the person who's your divine connection. Maybe did something to them. I can't bear to let them know. Well, you better bear to let them know, because someone else is going to let them know. So you might as well say it, own up to it, and have been working on yourself so that you're not that type of individual anymore, doing those behaviors anymore, and then you're moving on. No one's perfect. We all got something, right? So it's like, okay, but they're going to throw this thing out there. What do I do? Well, what do I do if they say they'll black me? Then I have to have a plan for what I'm going to do. What is the conversation that I'm going to have? What if someone asks me about that? What will I do? Yeah, I did do that. Is that true? I can't believe you would have done that. Yeah, I did do that, actually. Not my proudest moment. Not my finest moment. I've had a few doozies, and this may be far the worst of them all. But I don't do that anymore. I understand the error of my ways, mistakes I've made. I've been working on myself, and I'm in a new headspace. I'm in a new level of understanding of how my behavior and choices affect other people, and not just only centered on myself anymore. So in my ability to grow and learn from these mistakes, I'll say, yes, that is true, because I also have learned to accept accountability for my actions. And so my plan is, if they say something about that, I will say, yes, that is true. Not in an arrogant way. I think when my spouse at the time, I found out he was having an affair or whatever. I said, did you, whatever? He's like, yeah, and had no remorse, right? It's like very big, arrogant energy, right? Yeah, and like, yeah, I did that. And what you gonna do? Like, so you don't come like that, but you come, in a different way. Yeah, I did do that, and actually mean that you shouldn't have done that, and you do apologize for it, and you understand that that's not the way to be, and you're not like that anymore, but you were at that time. So you admit it, you own up to it, you say what it was, you say what you learned from it, talk about the process you made to get past that type of activity and choice lineup, and how you're not like that anymore. But yeah, I did do that. That's the plan. Everyone's distinct details of the plan are going to be different because everybody's got distinctly different situations. But the overall gist is to have a plan. What am I going to do? Like, what is your worst fear of moving forward in your divine connection? Because other people don't want it for you, but you want it for yourself and it's yours. Well, my worst fear is, they'll say this or they'll say that, or they'll do this or they'll do that, or they'll keep trying to block it or they'll whatever. Then what is your plan if and when they do that? We never have to feel stuck or caught. Oh, if I do this, they'll do that. My ex used to tell me, if you move back to Atlanta with the kids, I'm going to get full custody. And I believed it for the longest time, and I didn't go anywhere. And then finally, I'm like, he don't even want full custody. Stephanie, think about it now. He don't want full custody. He just playing with you. He just trying to hold some power over you. And that's what people do, right? It's not about him, but just in general. I'm just giving you an example. That's an example of, oh my gosh, I'm going to stay with no action and no movement to do something that I really want to do with my life because what somebody said that they're going to do if I do whatever that is, right? So you got to look right at that thing and be like, look, they ain't going to do that. And if they do it, then, I'll petition the court and do whatever I have to do to hopefully get the permission, if that's the case. But in your case, it's not going to be about that. It's just going to be about you moving on with your life to some greener pastures, truly greener pastures, not grass is green on the other side. Like your true divine spaces that God created for you. And as an aside, all these godly people that are so godly and serving God, and they know your divine connection is divine from God, but they're so against it. Tell me how that could possibly be. Something doesn't line up, right? Either they're not godly and following God like they say, or I don't know what. They don't want you happy. I don't know what. They think you can only be happy with them. I don't know what. You're not happy with them. If you were, you would have sealed the deal by now. Come on now. Anyway, I'm not fussing. I'm just talking. I'm not fussing. I'm just talking. But have a plan. Like, there are things that keep us gripped with fear. I cannot make a move. I'm frozen. I really want that thing. Oh my gosh. I want that chocolate solid bunny, but I'm frozen. Because I think what I really want is going to be this. Because they keep saying my solid divine connection is really a hollow thing. They're trying to, these people project what they are onto innocent parties, right? These third parties project their deficiencies onto innocent parties who don't have those deficiencies. I mean, everybody's got deficiencies, but those are not theirs, right? So they're trying to tell you that where you're trying to go is a hollow bunny when it's really straight solid. They're trying to tell you they're the solid bunny when they're really just nothing but the hollow shell. Why do people even do that? Why do they project what they are onto other people? I don't know, but they do. And you need to know that these people do that, okay? And if this solid bunny makes you happy, then by golly, you better go hop on your bunny and get to them ears, why don't you? Because that's what it is for you. If God said, I have a solid bunny for you, not an old janky hollow bunny. Ugh, anything could be hiding in a hollow bunny, a bunch of evil. But the solid bunny, there's nothing to hide. It's all solid. It's substantial. It's got some girth and thickness to it. It's what you want. So, I'm talking about the bunny. I'm talking about the chocolate bunny. So let's go for that. But guess what? If someone wants to blackmail you, some third party wants to hold something over your head from your past or even your recent past, like yesterday or something, I don't know, last month. Or remember that time when? I'm going to tell everybody that. Oh, don't tell them that. They don't have no power over you unless you give them the power. If you give their words the power, then hey, if I gave him the power over me, I'd still be living in Philly and not satisfied with my life. But I decided finally, it took me a while. I was frozen. It took me a couple years to get past that. But they said so and so. Well, finally I came up out of that. And I believe you're ready to come up out of that thing too. Stop being frozen by these people who have nothing over you. It's not like it's the first time that anything's ever been said about, you or your history or whatever. People already know that. There's nothing new. No one's going to be surprised. Oh yeah, there it is again. So what? It is again, but guess what? You're new and different now, and you worked on yourself. That's the new and different. That's going to be the breaking news. The breaking news is not going to be the activity from the past. The breaking news is going to be who you transformed yourself into in the present and who you're going to really level up into in the future. A healthy individual in a healthy relationship with a healthy outlook on life, healthy interactions with others. and understanding how to do that, because some people never learned how to be emotionally healthy, have emotional intelligence. Some people never learned it, and it happens. But if you now realize you never learned it, and then you are working on learning that, then that's where the win comes in for you. And the third parties, they never win. Unless you give them the win. But you're not giving up no wins anymore. You might have given them the win before because you're like, oh, there's nothing I can do. Not true. So we don't give them the wins anymore, right? No más. No más. So stop staying frozen in that energy of evil and stop letting go on to 3, 4, 5 other people to fulfill the parts of what your one true divine counterpart does on their own. They can't do it. They weren't created for that. They got to find their own purpose, and it's not part of you. You might even figure if you walked away from your person, you walked away from your person and they wouldn't still thrive. That's not the case. Your person's still thriving no matter what, right? Because they believe God, not these third-party evildoers, right? So now you want to be with your person, but it's going to require you to do the work, and you've done the work, heavily healing on yourself. And, I'm so proud of you guys here in the community who've been doing the work. Some of you I know personally, and some of you I don't. But the ones I know personally, I can see the growth and change. Bravo. Mighty fine. Mighty fine. In the past, you might have used people, and people use you. Again, we talked about that long ago in videos, transactional relationships. That's not unconditional love. It's transactional. You do I buy this for you so I can use you, and you buy this for me so you can use me, and that's what it is. That's not what it is. That's what people do. It's not how it should be. So just tell the truth about what's going on in your life. Speak the truth in love about how you really feel about your person to your person. Don't tell other people, tell them. You don't have when you tell other people, they get mad. They're like, wait, that means you're going to leave us. If you go to them, you're going to leave us. That means you're leveling up. No, then they're going to try to stop you, which they do. Try to stop you. They've been trying to stop you. But don't be acting all cool around, who you're feeling strongly for. That's the wrong move. It's gamification at its finest. Like you falling madly for somebody, but you act like, I don't even see you. Yeah, okay, whatever. All right, next. Why are you acting like that? That's you gaming yourself out of your win right there. Are you the player or are you the game? Like, which one are you and what are you trying to do here, right? So show up for your own life. Show up for your own life. Show up for your own life and stop acting all cool around people that you really want to connect with. Gamification at its finest. You're on a higher level of living. And when you go to the higher level of living, people don't do those gamey, silly things. We just don't do that. Spending years of time on other people and things is futile. Really, you'll have to see for yourself, I guess. But I think the confession of your own desires is important. Your true desires is important. Stop wasting your time on a bunch of other stuff. It's not going to fulfill it. If you wanted a very specific item from a specific designer, and then you went and saw 2 or 3, 4 knockoffs which sort of look like it, you're like, all right, let me go with these knockoffs. They don't cost as much. They're not as much work for me to get. I ain't got to change nothing about my budgeting in order to afford that thing, in order to get that thing. So I'm gonna get those 3, 4 knockoffs, and hopefully they'll possess the quality of what I'm looking for in the original, designer original. And it won't. It never will. So stop going to 3, 4, or 5 other people to find what you have in that designer original that God already gave you. Everything's within them. Everything you even look for is within them. You're spending years of time on other people and things. It's futile. Right? Don't let your pride, don't let your ego, and definitely don't let fear or whatever it is that's keeping you away, keep you away. We bind all of that up. We bind all of that up. Bind all of that up. Pride, ego, fear, bound. We loose in heaven what God loosed for you, right? I know you hear your inner knowing. I know you hear your intuition on this thing, and I want you to trust it. Trust it. Trust it. Right? I always say if you're unhappy, then do something different. Work on yourself. And that's what we're here in this community, How We Flow Out Today. We're going to work on ourselves. We're creating the life of our dreams that we don't need to take a vacation from. If you got to take a vacation from the person that you're seeing, like, oh my gosh, I need a break from them. That ain't no life, and that ain't no happy, and that ain't no joy, and that ain't no good relationship. It's transactional, if anything. I got to put up with that so I can get this. I don't want that. Who wants that? People do, because maybe they think there's nothing else possible. I don't know. I don't know why, because I don't walk in that energy. But if you're unhappy, do something different. Do something different. Solid chocolate bunny or the old hollow bunny? Which one will you take? Solid or hollow? I don't want no hollow, shallow stuff. The one that you need to cut off is out to harm you permanently. Okay. I'm laughing to keep it crying. The one you need to cut off is out to harm you permanently if you don't move on. They're going to try to harm you anyway if you move on, because they'll stop at nothing to keep you right where you are. But also, if you don't move on, they're going to harm you permanently. Right? There's really no true love or satisfaction there. That kind of behavior, energy, there's nothing loving about that. That's ownership. I told you, if you're not owning, you're being owned. In one of the videos before, go back and watch that. All right. Better choices lead you to better places and spaces. Better choices lead you to better places and spaces. I mentioned my niece used to tell her kids, she still does. Make good choices, she says. She's a great mom. Make good choices, she'll tell the kids. And even more than good choices, I'll say better choices lead you to better places and spaces. And the best choices lead you to the best places and spaces. What kind of choices are we making, right? So don't bury your feelings. Your feelings count too. Try not to bury your feelings when they are unfamiliar and new to you. This is another time when people bury their feelings. I've never felt this before. It's unfamiliar. It feels strange. I'm going to push that feeling back down because I don't know what to do with it. So try not to bury your feelings when they're unfamiliar or new to you. You're finally tapping into the fullness of yourself. These new feelings come in. God gave us all the feelings and emotions, and we may have been taught not to feel certain things, not to express certain things, not to be emotionally out of control. And not, I mean in a bad way, but in like, don't cry in front of people. Don't do this. Don't do that. Be buttoned up. Be tight. And then if you only do that, you don't know how to feel and express. You know how you feel, but they're unfamiliar feelings, but you don't know how to express them. So you bottle them back up and you can't break through. We want to be tapping into the fullness of ourselves. Okay. So try not to bury your feelings when they're unfamiliar. You get some new feelings of, wanting to express yourself in a loving way, in ways that are different than what you thought love was before. Not just a physical, it's other things, right? And you're understanding that now, but it's unfamiliar and you feel a certain kind of way. So, it doesn't feel right because you've not done that before. But feel it. I say, why did God give us these feelings? You're all in your feelings. Who says that? Someone who doesn't know how to tap into their feelings. But when you know how to tap into your feelings and emotions, you don't say you're all in your feelings. You say, yeah, I'm feeling this thing. I want to express this to you. And then express it. And prayerfully, you're expressing it to someone who is in touch with their feelings and they know how to receive such an expression of feelings from you. It's important who you're expressing them to. We're walking around with words unspoken, with dreams unfulfilled. You got to be brave for your own self. You got to be brave for your own self to go ahead and talk about it. It's like nothing can ruin, like, oh, if I tell them this is my good friend and I really feel more loving feelings for them. If I tell them I'm loving feelings, they're going to ruin the friendship. Nothing can ruin the friendship. Not even love can ruin the friendship. Because if it's a true friendship, not a transactional friendship, but a true friendship, nothing can ruin the friendship, not even love. So you don't have to keep the words unspoken and have unfulfilled dreams of your partnership with the divine connection God gave you because you're worried about ruining the friendship. You can't ruin that friendship. Somebody that God put out there for you, it can't be ruined. Well, it can be ruined. It can be ruined by you not saying anything about it, right? If you, let's see, I want to say it. The way, like, oh, I might ruin the friendship if I talk about loving feelings. You can't, but the only way you can ruin it and make it worse, and make them suffer worse, is if you don't say anything at all, right? Because when you don't say anything at all, and you've never said anything, they just have their inner knowing of it, but they've never heard your mouth part the lips to say, to say any of it, right? So far as they're concerned, even though they know about it, you haven't said it. And so that makes it worse. You saying nothing. I mean, you can't always just do that with everybody, but if you know God sent somebody there, you should feel comfortable to do that with them. And say something. Say something, baby. You can't say it, then show it. I said some people can't express verbally how they feel. Maybe you could show it. Maybe you could write it or something like that, right? There's other ways to express yourself. Other ways you can express yourself, right? You may finally feel like coming forward to share your feelings for your person. You might feel like that. And that, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. They will love it, right? And it's an important development in your healing. And, even with this breakthrough, you might feel worried again, like I just said, by speaking the truth about your feelings and about your true role in sabotaging that divine connection. Maybe you did some things that weren't great because you wanted to bury the feelings. So you decided to sabotage it yourself before it could get messed up. And you're worried that speaking that truth about your feelings and moving the friendship into something more, that might make the whole situation worse, or that speaking the truth about your role in possible sabotage attempts at the divine connection, that's going to make the whole situation worse. That won't make the situation worse either. Like I said before, speak the truth in love and say, hey, I made a mistake. But you have to mean that, of course. But you won't make the situation worse by talking about it or trying to move it forward into the new direction because, or into a deeper, meaningful relationship. You will not make the situation worse by moving forward in it. The only way to make the situation worse is to stay silent, right? Stay silent. When you stay silent and push the thing away, that's what makes it worse. I don't want to hurt them more. That hurts them more. You saying nothing hurts them more than anything. You saying nothing hurts them more than anything you could possibly say. I'll say it one more time. Say it again, Stephanie. You saying nothing to them hurts them more than anything you could ever say to them. You saying nothing about your true feelings, no matter how uncomfortable they are for you. You're saying them to a soft place, a soft space to fall, soft place to fall. You're saying them to the person God meant for you to say those to, right? So nothing hurts that person more than you saying nothing. God said to tell your person these things and you're not telling them. That hurts the person. I know God said that that's what it is, but they're not telling me. They're not saying it. That's what makes it worse. That's the only thing that makes it worse is you do nothing or say nothing. That's the only thing. So if you don't want to make it worse, then do something or say something or show something, right? But, I don't want to give them any more hurt when I tell them I did this to mess it up. None of that's going to give them more hurt. Yeah. First of all, they already know. But secondly, if they didn't know, they would have been disappointed. But any communication is better than no communication in this scenario. The only thing that makes it worse is radio silence. Keeping that radio silence, this is like, hey, I'm trying to hang in there, but they ain't said nothing. Like, we'll be right with you. I told you before in another video about the tracking numbers. You're expecting a package from Amazon. You're expecting a package from UPS, FedEx. There's always a tracking number. You know where the package is at all times. You know when it's expected to be delivered and all of that. But the equivalent of you saying nothing to the person makes it worse because it's the equivalent of having no tracking number on a package. I don't know when it's coming. I just know they said it's coming, but I don't know when it's coming. Maybe it's not coming. Did it even get ordered? I have no proof of that either. What is going on? That's what makes it worse. You ever been waiting for a package and it didn't come yet? Like, what is going on? Oh, it's going to be delayed. Well, why is it delayed? Where is it? What's going on? So the equivalent of you saying nothing to your person about your extended emotions and feelings toward them is the equivalent of waiting for a package with no tracking information. I don't know where it is. Slow boat from China. It's going to take 12 weeks. Well, it's been more than 12 weeks. It's going to take 12 years. It ain't been 12 years, but somewhere in the middle, right? And it's like, but I don't even know when it's going to come. So I'm saying, worry myself every day. Is it today? Is it today? Is it next week? All right, I'm just going to chill. I ain't going to think about it. And that drives your person nuts because they have no information from the sender of the package of love, right? They have no information. When is it going to arrive? So you're the shipper of this. You're the shipper of the package. God set up the package. And he sent out the package through you. But you're the shipper. You're the one supposed to bring it. But if you're not letting your recipient know when to expect it, they're going to be a little antsy because in these days we know where everything is at all times. There was a time when we didn't have tracking information. Before return receipt or whatever at UPS, USPS, whatever. Before any of that, we didn't know. But in these days we know, we expect to know when something's going to show up. And don't not let it show up because you're worried about making it worse. Tell the truth, speak the truth in love. People can handle stuff. We're post-pandemic. We can handle some things, right? Might not like it. Might not love it. Might be disappointed, but we can handle it. And having more information is better than having less. Let's say something happened to your package on the way and it got mangled up in a truck wreck that happened out on 85. And all your stuff in your package with a bunch of other packages was on the side of the road in the rain. And they were just using those front end loaders just to scoop all the stuff out of the way so traffic can get by again. They scooped it off to the shoulder. And who knows where the package ended up. And so they're like, where's my package? I don't know. It's lost in transit. Like, what? What do you mean lost in transit? Where is it? We need some tracking on this thing. And, usually when something like that happens, they need to send you out a replacement right away. The exact same thing, but faster. So this thing's been lost in transit for a long time. This information you're supposed to give and about, your extended level of feeling. And so now you got to send it out overnight. Faster than ever, right away. Same thing, same exact thing. Just bring it to me faster. But, again, you can't make it worse. The only way you make it worse is if you don't say anything or do anything. That's what makes it worse. Each and every second of each and every day, it gets worse and worse with the radio silence. That's what it is. They're right in your face. They're telling you everything. They're saying everything. and you just like, ain't no package coming over here. I don't know what you can say what you want to say, but I ain't got no package like that for you, is what it feels like, right? But wait, I know that God said my package was coming. I need a tracking number. Can I talk to your customer service, please? Where's my package? Right? So again, you may finally feel like coming forward to share your feelings for your person, and that is so amazeballs. Yay! It's such an important development in your healing, and I'm so proud of you. And even with that healing breakthrough, you might feel worried that by speaking the truth about your feelings and about your true role in sabotaging whatever was going on with that connection, you amongst others, we know there's many others, but you too, right? That you will make the whole situation worse. And again, you won't. The only way to make it worse is to stay silent, say nothing, and keep the person wondering. That makes it worse. Every passing second, it gets worse. Every millisecond, it gets worse, right? Every nanosecond, it gets worse. That's what makes it worse, saying nothing, right? So just come to them face to face. Simply speak the truth in love. They can respect that. And God will honor that from you. Just come. Hey, we need to chit chat. Face to face. No third parties, no interference, no levels of staff sending, no other people sending messages, because we know they mess those up. Or, they translate the messages to mean something else, or they make up their own stories about it, or they project their own inadequacies onto you or your person, right? So we just need to just have the face-to-face conversation where both parties speak the truth in love, and they can respect that from each other, and God honors that from each of you, right? What you prayed for all your life, all my life, cried in all my life. Sacrifice, also pay the price. I've been praying for this all my life. All my life, I pray for someone like you. I thank God that I finally found you. But what are you going to do about it? What you prayed for was sent right to you. Did you thank God for it, or did you push it away and go for that counterfeit? Let me put it back up here. The hollow bunny, bubba. Oh, ain't nothing inside that thing. Were you so used to... Here's another thing. Were you so used to getting whatever you want that you were not grateful for God's provision and answer to your prayer? I get whatever I want anyway. God's provision for me, yeah, they'll be there. I'll get to them when I feel like it. Right? You want to try to not do that. In divine connection, you can't do that type of thing. Those things, you just can't. And remember, being kind is not being naive. Kindness is not naivety. You can really be kind and be on point. See what people are doing, know what people are doing, speak on what people are doing to mess up stuff. I'm real nice about it, but I'm going to tell you what it is, right? And that's for those other third parties that think they want to get over on you or me or anybody else in the community here. Because that's just the type of transactional life that they're used to. It's crabs in a barrel. Why can't everybody just win their own best life? Why you gotta mess up somebody else's stuff, right? And again, godly people serving God in leadership roles should honor what God put out there for you. They shouldn't try to sabotage what God put out there for you. They shouldn't try to hide information about what God put out there for you. They should want you to have what God has for you. Would you tend to agree? Then how are they serving that same God? Are they serving that same God? Are they serving themselves? Or are they serving some dark entity? What are they really doing? What are they really doing? And then why are they in your group? They can't be in your circle. They're not part of your circle. But I think you understand this now. I think you understand it. Solid bunny or hollow nothing bunny. That's a nothing bunny. I want that whole thing. I want that substance. You know the hollow bunnies will do? Hollow bunnies will do anything. They'll fake love. They'll fake pregnancy. They'll fake kindness. They'll fake sweetness. They'll fake holiness. They'll fake it all. Just so they can have access to your goods, whatever your goods are. Whether it's your finances, whether, it's your body, whether it is your power, if you have that, or if their access to you, proximity to you, access to you gets them other benefits. They will do anything to keep from losing that. I mean, anything. So watch what you're eating and drinking. Watch what people is doing around you. They'll do anything. They'll keep you in a sick space so you can't move on. They ain't going to eliminate you altogether because you was their meal ticket. But they going to keep you running on low. That's for sure. Whether it's physically or spiritually. Whether it's, through magic tricks or through just general how they interact with you on a regular basis, or what they do with you, or what they give you to ingest, right? What they put on you. From actual substances to, sex magic tricks or whatever the heck they do. I don't know what they do, but all that stuff is a thing, and you should know it. So please save yourself from these people. Save us all from these people. By golly, they are poisoning what you're building. I'm telling you. 221 on 414 on that live stream. 221, 2 hours, 21 minutes in. What is going on? What are they doing? Did you ask them? What were you doing there to that person's belongings that I was ministering to? What were you doing there? Why did you pour the oil on their glasses and the other thing they were holding? What were you doing? What was that? Explain that to me. And then go sit down somewhere. Your time is up. And you can either have security walk them to the door or have security carry them out. But bottom line, they got to go, baby. They got to go. They're not doing you no good. I already told you long ago, they're not a feather in your cap. You might think, oh, they look so beautiful and fine and whatever, how people look. But that's not a feather in your cap. Some outside appearance is nothing when you're a hollow bunny on the inside. You need something with substance and all of that, plus the outside. But nothing on the inside, no. They have to get carried out, honey. Carry them out. Send them on their way. They've been relieved of their duties. They got the thing under false pretenses. They are not serving God. They are serving themselves. No one's going to believe it because they put up that look of, oh, not me. It's really them. And then they'll project all that onto your innocent party. Like I mentioned before, you got to clear that out. You got to clear the name of your innocent party. People looking at your innocent party like they're the one doing all that. And that's not true. You know who it is. At least now you know. And if you don't know, keep looking. Keep listening to what I'm telling you. Go back to these videos, see what I said, what I told you to look at, and what I told you to look out for. And you will get it. You'll get it. Better choices lead you to better places and spaces. Don't let your pride, your ego, or your fear, whatever it is keeping you away. Right? Bind all that frozen energy up and get to flowing again. Let's get you flowing into what God gave you, flowing in your gifts, flowing in the ministry that He has for you, flowing into these things that you haven't even begun to encounter, the things that He's got for you, because you have a hard time getting past this one space. It's just a space of fugazi, confusion, manipulation, and all those things. And I think you got it. I really do. I haven't seen all the movements yet. I'm just believing God that you're about to handle that thing, right? One person that's involved, I don't see them anymore. I don't know where they are. What did you do with them? But the other person's still getting propped up on the microphone each and every week. Like, why? Nobody wants to see them. Especially when they find out what they really are. What they really are doing. You're like, oh my gosh, why'd you have them up there? Hey, didn't know. I know now. And if you keep them up there and you know, I know that they're not ministry minded, but I'm keeping them up there anyway. They've been up there this long. No, people only were rocking with them because you endorsed them. We trusted your judgment. You endorsed those people, and we said, okay, that's his selections. That's her selections. So we're going with what they endorsed. But you can see clearly through that whole thing. Not on everybody, just I'm looking at one individual. You can see clearly through this one individual. There's nothing on them. But they're going to hold on to this thing as long as they can. You might as well send them on to their next victim. They victimize. That's what they do. It's been proven. And I think you're the longest victim right now. However many years it's been. I need you to free yourself of that, okay? You got things to do. You got miles to go before you sleep. There's more that God requires of thee. You had the prophecy over you back there at that 4:00 service a little while back earlier this year. There's a lot you got going on, and it's all being held up by this one thing that you either are starting to believe, won't believe, or believe but won't do anything about, or you think they have power over you to keep you from moving them. They don't have any power over you. The only power people have over us is the power we give them. They're not in charge of you. In fact, you're in charge of the whole thing over there, first of all. And then God's in charge of everything. And if God said, then that's what it is. So they'll land somewhere else, doing somewhere else, or maybe they'll get better. But either way, things they've done to sabotage you in your life, they got to go. You know how to move people in and move them out quick, fast, and in a hurry and move on. Let them be one of them. They don't hold anything over you. There's nothing they have on you that you can't have on yourself. There's nothing that you can't say that they can say. Anything they could say, you could say. And if they said it before you, I already told you, yep, that's true. You don't deny it. You're like, yeah, that is true. That is true. And then this is also true. And then this is also true. But I've been working on my healing. And not that you're throwing them under any bus. You talk about your own self. Their stuff's going to come out. But your job is just to move them on out of your space. Move them out of what you're building. Because they are a faulty brick, honey. They're a faulty part of the foundation. That is not, it's not it. That's not it. All right, so solid bunny or hollow bunny. Bye-bye, hollow bunnies. Bye-bye. We need some solid bunnies up in that joint. We ain't got no time for no hollow full of nothing. Just filled with nothing. Just fake, toxic, fake energy. Pretending, mimicker. They mimic people. They're a mimicker. Let's go back to Juanita Bynum's sermon at New Birth, Christmas of 2 years ago. Shapeshifters. They're shapeshifters. You know what it is. You know what that was. I know you didn't want to receive it then, but that's what it is. And that's what it is. She said it stronger and better than me. Go back and look at that. You see what I'm talking about. But you already know. Just one of the many victims that you chose to be victimized. You liked it, I guess, but now you realize there's more for you. God had more for you than that. That's not the highest you get. That's the lowest you get. So I want you to move into your space, into your space, into your space. Really love songs today. I don't know. I don't know. You know, God placed your person in your life to help you and placed you in their life to help them. This is your person. We're talking about the person God put in there for you. The only one getting help is you, and they haven't received the help God sent you to them to provide yet. But I know you're getting ready to do that. I'm going to believe that you're getting ready to do that. You hear your inner knowing, you hear your intuition. It's time to start trusting it. Okay? You are made for more than what you've been, swimming in. You're made for deeper waters than that. Okay? All right. Well, listen, I have miles to go before I sleep over here. And I'm going to get on out of here. I don't do magic over here. We don't do none of that stuff over here. I just believe God that He gonna come through in ways that only He can, right? In ways that only God can. I believe you believe Him too. I'm still a little low energy, aren't I, today? Yeah. I haven't been feeling 100%. I had that headache on Sunday, and I thought it was going to be better yesterday. And I was. And then after work, I just need to rest. Then get back up, and then I need to rest again. So today I said, let me do the video, and then go rest a while. I'm going to try to get to Bible study tonight. Not sure if I'll have enough energy for that, but I'm going to try. Okay. Listen, Linda. You got to shut it down. Shut that thing down, babe. We are done. Very love song I wanted to share with you. What's that one? Unchained Melody. Unchained Melody. Let me see if I can find that. Melody. Y'all know that by the Righteous Brothers. Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers. Now, I don't know that it'll actually play because, these videos don't always play for me. But go Google Unchained Melody, the Righteous Brothers, and you too will see what it is. Come on, Righteous Brothers. Oh, my love. My darling. I hunger for your touch, he says. So go back and find that one, okay? Hungered for your touch. Let's see what the rest of the lyrics are. A long, lonely time. Let's see. Come on, Righteous Brothers. Where's your lyrics? Let me see. All these commercials. All right, let's see. Unchained Melody. Look at the trending topics. Blech. No, thank you for those trends. Are you still mine? All right. Let me come off of this. Trending topics. Where's my bunny? Oh, the hollow bunny had to go bye-bye. We're only going for the solid bunny. Only the solid bunny, by golly. Only the solid bunny, by golly. Unchained Melody. Let me just get the lyrics. It was remade many times by many people. I think Elvis remade it too. Unchained Melody lyrics. Very soulful sound there. He says, whoa, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch. A long, lonely time. Let me see if I pull him up here. Where'd it go? There we go. Whoa, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch. a long, lonely time. Doggone it. And time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. The question is, are you still mine? Mine. I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. Lonely rivers flow to the sea, to the sea, to the open arms of the sea. Lonely riverside, wait for me, wait for me. I'll be coming home, wait for me. Whoa, my love. You gotta listen to the song. It's a great, great rendition there. My darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time. And time goes by so slowly. How much more time we gotta wait? And time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. This is a simple song. Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers. They don't let me listen to it without messing up. I don't know. Anyway, that's our song. I think it's messing up a little bit. The Righteous Brothers. I'll try to let it play. I think it's messing up a little. A long, lonely time. Are you still mine? Sing it, sir. A long, lonely time. That's the Righteous Brothers. with Unchained Melody. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. Yeah. All right. Listen, Linda. Godspeed your love to me. That is where we are here today. Amen, and amen again. Glory to God. Let's give him glory for yet another great Tuesday. We're making it through the day. He's able to do anything but fail. And I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me, as can you. So don't let whatever pride, ego, or fear, whatever it is, keep you away. Bind all that thing up. Hear your inner knowing. Hear your intuition. Trust it. Find your substance. Go to the place God gave you for substance. And leave the hollow bunnies alone. You dig? All right, you guys. Love you so much. God bless you. Mwah. I'll talk to you soon. See you sooner, or vice versa. And Godspeed your love to me. Yay. That is the Righteous Brothers, Unchained Melody. Just Google that song. You'll love it. All right, you guys. I will chat you up in the next video. And stay safe, stay connected. Follow us at HowWeFlow.Today on Instagram. Website will be back up for you soon with some great fancy resources. And that'll be HowWeFlow.Today when that does come back up instead of .com.today. We're a community with like-minded individuals centered upon self-care, wellness, the art of well-being, and becoming our best selves, living our best lives ever. In fact, our dream life that we don't have to take a vacation from. And yes, it is possible. So I'm waiting for you so we can go run this thing. Let's run on and see what the end is going to be. Come on, y'all. Let's live this best life. All right. You believe God for it? If you're here on this journey, I know you believe God. So let's go. All right. Cut them off. Shut it down. And be free. That's the key to you being free. That's the fullness of the key to you being free. They can't be anywhere around. They'll find a new victim if they want to. Hopefully the new victim will know what's going on. And they'll shut them down too. But you don't have to be the victim anymore, okay? All right. Not of them and not of their counterparts and all the people who you thought was your friends is not your friend, really. And they trying to holler at your girl and all this other stuff. It's just too much. It's too much. It's too much for me, okay? All right. Love you so much. God bless you. All right, community. I'll be back again with another video, with another banger. And I'll talk to you then. Take care. Love you. God bless. Happy Tuesday. And we'll meet again. If not, meet me in the traffic center 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'll talk to you then. Love you. God bless you. It's HowWeFlow.Today.